Larry Fink, let me ask you about the question that you have been working some on, which is the reconstruction of Ukraine. We don't know when it is happening, but what we do know is it's going to be huge. The kind of resources needed will be huge. You have agreed with President Zelenskyy to head up an effort that you're doing pro bono. Tell us your thoughts on this.
Well, I'm pretty overwhelmed by seeing the size of this audience, so this is a really great indication of the humanistic hope that we are going to have a resolution sooner, and the interest in the whole Davos community. This may be the largest crowd, larger than any crowd in the Congress Center, so this is a real indication of the interest by the world for a resolution. We estimate if the war stopped relatively soon, the need is going to be closer to $750 billion of economic recovery and aid. In my conversations with the economic team and President Zelenskyy, I told the president this is the time to construct a model in which we can assure the public sector who's going to be giving money, whether it is any of the intergovernmental agencies or the Europeans, plus attraction of private capital. The way we're going to have to be doing this is constructing a true foundation where we can identify the needs of the country. We could create the proper KPIs and organizational structure. We will create the ability to create the monitoring where the money goes and how it's utilized. In my conversation with the president, I said, it is our objective, if you hire us, we're not going to be creating new oligarchs, but we're creating a new Ukraine. It is our objective then to create a capitalistic system where capital can be put to use. And it's not about rebuilding the old Ukraine, it's about building a better Ukraine. It is about making sure that when the war is over, Ukraine is strong and that capital is coming into the country, and everybody from the private sector, from David's firm, from my firm, across the world, we believe that we can make a fair and just return on behalf of pension funds, retirees, and I do believe emotionally those who truly believe in the capitalistic system will be flooding Ukraine with capital. And I'm not talking about philanthropy. There's going to be a lot of philanthropy. I'm truly talking about if we can rebuild Ukraine, it could be a beacon to the rest of the world of the power of capitalism. It could be a beacon to the world that oligarchs are not part of the future, but more importantly, we could tell the world that capitalism is the most powerful economic engine in the world. And the president not only accepted it, he said, no, you need to even do more. Ukraine must become that country that innovates, that is a leader in new technologies, a leader in decarbonization. And so the ability to build this platform, to hire Ukrainians to manage this and run this. This is not going to be something we are going to be doing. We're just setting up the structure, the organizational, the process, and then we will help recruit the Ukrainians who can actually navigate it, manage it, and then bring it to fruition. And then we'll be able to show governments of Europe, interagency governmental organizations, and then the private capital that this is going to be a great place to provides assistance with great results, and it's going to tell the private sector that capitalism is alive, that there are going to be great opportunities for fair and just returns.
Thank you, Larry. Chrystia, Freeland, you've known Ukraine for really for all of your life. And I wondered how much do you think Ukraine has changed? There was so much talk in the old days of Ukraine and corruption and political dysfunction, and you know, I remember talking to you in the 90s when you were going to Ukraine then. Give us your sense of the trajectory of Ukraine, the transformation of Ukraine.
Thank you, Freeland. That is a very good and important question. And I actually want to start by building on something that Boris said, which is, I think really we need to focus on Ukraine in a way that maybe we haven't done. I think we're starting to, but we certainly didn't in the past 3 decades. I think our attitude to the Ukrainians from the time Ukraine became independent, and actually I was a reporter in Ukraine during the infamous Chicken Kiev speech of 1991, our attitude was that we were smart and we knew everything and we understood the world and the Ukrainians needed to learn from us. And the Ukrainians have learned a lot from us. But I think what I wanted to start by saying is, I think we need to recognize there's a lot we can learn from the Ukrainians. And, you know, President Zelenskyy was kind enough to thank the government leaders who were here on the stage, to thank our countries for our help to Ukraine. I think really we should be thanking Ukraine and the Ukrainians. You know, just imagine how the world would look if the Ukrainians were not so terrific. Like, imagine if Putin had rolled through Kyiv. Imagine if right now there was a Putin puppet government in Kyiv right now. How would Poland be feeling, President Kwasniewski? How would the Baltic states be feeling? And, you know, Larry spoke very eloquently about the strength of capitalism and capitalism winning. How would we be feeling about the strength of democracy versus dictatorship if the Ukrainians hadn't been so fantastic? So I do just want to start by saying, Дуже вам дякую. I'm going to speak in Ukrainian for 1 minute, okay? If you permit me. So one of my most favorite lines from Ukrainian poetry is from Ivan Franko. До великого моменту будь готовий кожен з вас.
Everyone be ready to a great moment. Everyone can become Bogdan when the time comes.
At a great moment, every one of you be ready. Every one of you has the ability to be Bogdan. This is a reference to Bogdan Khmelnytsky. I'm not going to go into that, but hero of Ukrainian history, when the great moment comes. And that's the answer to your question, Fareed. I mean, ви стали всі Богданами.
Everyone has become Bogdans, every Ukrainian man and every Ukrainian woman.
Every single Ukrainian has risen to this occasion. And I really do think this is a magnificent moment. It's a terrible, tragic moment. Horrible, horrible, horrible. But the way Ukrainians are rising to the challenge is magnificent and should inspire us all. And I do think, Fareed, it's not an accident that it's happening. Ukrainians have been getting ready to do this since Ivan Franko. There's a reason he wrote that poem in the 19th century, because this has been a country, a people who have fought for a long time to be free and have been oppressed for a long time. And I would say, crucially, what we're seeing in Ukraine, that I think, Larry, is going to help your effort a lot, is the power of people who want to be free and who have freed themselves and who are acting on personal initiative. You know, we are all, I think, in awe of President Zelenskyy, who is amazing and who has shown leadership and solidarity with his people that has inspired everyone. But what's also happening is every single person is standing up. Every single person is a leader themselves, and they see that. And that, to me, is the greatest difference between Ukraine and Russia today. Ukrainian soldiers are there. They know why they're there. They want to be there. They are volunteering. They are choosing their own path. And that is why Ukraine is going to win. And just to conclude, that's why we should help them as much as we can. Let's end this quickly. Because I think we all know where the story ends. So, okay, I'm a Canadian politician. It's the law that we have to use a hockey metaphor at least once every day. So I'm going to quote Wayne Gretzky, also partly Ukrainian Canadian. And one of the great Gretzky lines is, "I don't skate to where the puck is, I skate to where the puck is going." This puck is going to Ukrainian victory. So let's skate there. Let's make it happen as quickly as possible with as few people dying. And let's put Larry to work rebuilding Ukraine.
All right. I'm going to
Tell Putin to get the puck out of Ukraine.
say that again.
I see. Tell Putin to get the puck out of Ukraine. That's what I said.